planet, they realize that it just goes on far beyond our capabilities to travel. But they already did it. You can research Admiral Byrd. They did it.
Okay, so now, does your nephew know that? Because
I know that.
Okay, well, no. Well, okay.
Idea what you're talking about going up and going to space. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying?
Of course you don't. But what I'm saying is, so why don't you speak about some of the stuff that you told me about beyond the ice wall, sir?
Yeah, okay. I seen videos where there are other lands beyond the ice wall? Yes. You know what I'm saying? Okay.
True. That's true.
But have I also seen that Admiral Byrd was the first cat, you know what I'm saying, that tried to make it over the wall? You know what I'm saying? And they killed him after that. You know what I'm saying? So, and I know this, and I've been telling you this. You are not allowed to go deep into Antarctica. Going 3 miles onto the shores of Antarctica is not Antarctica. You know what I'm saying? We talking about you are not allowed to go past a certain point. I believe, again, if I'm correct, I believe it's 20 or 50 miles you are not allowed to go. You know what I'm saying?
Cool.
So there's a reason why 57 countries have a treaty not to go to Antarctica, and it has nothing to do because it's dangerous.
Okay. Yeah, maybe to preserve some of the wildlife down there.
But they don't give a fuck about no wildlife. Since when do billionaire motherfuckers give a fuck about wildlife?
You are correct. You are correct about that.
Tigers, rhinos, giraffes, shit's going extinct. They don't give a fuck.
Listen, here's the thing. We're not here to convince. I'm not here to convince nobody of flat versus round. What I'm here to do is show you that there are just basic things that we have to accept that we've never seen. Like you've never seen, like I've never seen the ice wall. I'm probably not gonna ever see it. Right? So I can't say, it's there. Right? But I have to take Admiral Byrd and I watched the film. I watched that old ass film for 2 hours to see what they was doing over there. You can, it's called Little America. You can research Little America. They got bases out there, right? And like D said, everybody can't go. Now you can go, but you have to get permission from our government, and then they take you only to a certain spot. Like you can't take your own boat and be like, I got an ice break. I'm going out. I'm gonna do some research.
Of course not. I mean, number one, a polar bear might grab you up. Something like that. Something hungry. Now hold on. Let me ask you this.
But you're allowed to go. You're allowed to go to Amazon.
You go to Amazon, you're eaten up by a tiger and a snake.
You're allowed to go to Amazon. You're allowed to go to Amazon. You're allowed to go to the fucking desert. Like you're allowed to go to all these dangerous places, but Antarctica is the one place they say, "Oh no, for your safety, you can't go."
So listen, let's leave Antarctica for a second before I forget. So now let me ask you a question. When you said something about the sun, I noticed you went from this. You look from left.
Right.
Okay. So now we know that the sun rises in the east and it sets in the west every day. We see it go over us. We see the shadows move. I mean, even look, when we had the cookout in the summertime, me and Dad was like, yo, and I mentioned us, we've always been having these little flat earth conversations back and forth. And I mentioned about the shadows moving and the sun going. So let me ask you a question. If the scientists and whoever the meteorologists, when they predict the solar eclipse, they predict it according to a round globe prediction. They're able to predict every eclipse that we have now. They know exactly when it's going to be coming over you, when you should have your sunglasses and stuff like that. I mean, and how are they able to predict these things if possible?
Well,
I've seen that with my eyes.
Einstein created one of his great theories. It's called the theory of relativity.
Yeah, bingo.
Right? That's one of his great theories. So in order to have a relative theory, you have to have two things that you need to make relative to each other. So all they did was take whether it's flat or round or whatever one it is, there's a relation between the two. So you can show from either side, and they can do it just like that with computers now. They can switch up 1, 2, 3. So the forecasts are the forecasts, like the flat map they got or the round globe they got. There's a relativity theory that connects them both. Like there's no difference. They can, it's easy. It's easy. They've been doing this for, I don't know what, 200-300 years. This is easy for them now.
The rising of the sun and setting of the sun is all about perception, and that's going back to that long hallway or that with ship that appears to be going over the horizon. It's all about how our eyes perceive things, and all about perception. So the further away, so you have this giant luminescent light that's moving further and further and further and further away. So it's much bigger than a ship, much bigger than the end of a hallway. So you're going to see it longer, but it's also going to disappear, seem to appear over horizon, just like a boat would or anything else as it gets further and further away. All about
right, over the horizon. Y'all don't believe in the horizon.
But hold up. That's another point. Thank you.
No.
Horizon. What does horizon mean, Theodore?
Point where you can't see no more, but the sky and the land.
What is a horizon? A horizon meaning horizontal, straight plane. And that's funny that we go in airplanes, not air globes. You know what I'm saying? Because we're flying over long planes.
That's a good point.
I know the sun. I know the sun rises in the east that way. And
that's what they say.
I know at midday it is directly over me, and I know at nighttime it's going that way.
All right. If you're in New York, right? So we know it leaves New York and it goes toward California.
Correct.
Right. But before, like sometimes it be getting dark, like at around 6 o'clock in New York. It can be dark, like sun is gone. It didn't go over nothing because it ain't fall through Ohio or something. It just went, like D said, further away from us. Because it still got to get to California. California is over 3,000 miles away.
Right.
It still got to get there.
Right.
And perception, when we see it leave New York, we see it what? Setting, like it's going down somewhere.
But if the earth was flat, we'd all see it at the same time.
Ohio, Tennessee, all those states, they can't go down nowhere.
How would you see it at the same time? We're human.
If the earth was flat, if everything was flat, we'd all see it at the same time because it'd be above us.
But we all don't live in the same spot.
Right. That's curved. Flashlight. If you put a flashlight above yourself on the ceiling, you can have people walking around the flashlight, or you can move the flashlight around. Right? You move the flashlight around, you're moving the flashlight around. If the flashlight is stationary and a person's way over in the corner, he ain't getting no light because the flashlight's not shining near him. He got to come closer to the light. So it's the same principle. The sun is our light. It circles above us. That's why it seems to come from one direction every day and go and leave in another direction every day, because it's following a pattern of circling above us and presenting itself every 6 o'clock in the morning.
So at the very least, when you said it's circling, you do agree that the sun is not stationary then?
Correct. We believe the sun is not stationary. The globe theory that I grew up from school tells me sun was stationary, planets move around the sun. That's what I
remember. Back then, they didn't know shit. I mean, I remember like science is way more interesting now. Like I would have been all right.
Explain to me again though, just one more time, because I'm having trouble. You say the sun is moving, like it's just moving like where? Or that's what I'm trying to understand. And don't look at me like that because you said it. So if you said it,
Yeah, dog, but I also told you, I mean, come on, dog. Listen, you trying to get me to break down a scientific equation. You don't know where the sun is going.
Because look, if you're saying
Yeah,
that
no,
the sun is
listen,
moving,
this is what you're trying to do to trick me up to win the argument. I mean, come on, dog.
I'm asking a question.
Okay, and I've answered that question for you more than once. I told you I don't know where the sun is going. I've answered that question for you.
But is it okay? Is it like so? So it's okay. Is it moving, and then is the idea that it's pulling us with it?
Yes,
and all the other planet.
That's the idea.
Why is it coming back around to us? Like, how are we seeing it every day if it's moving, going in its own direction? When has it got time to come back and shine us every morning?
See, when you say come back, okay,
listen. He's saying it's going, like D say, he's saying it's going somewhere. And the flat earth philosophy is circular. It's a pattern. It's coming around again and again. In the globe theory, it's stationary and we're moving around it. But if it's moving, that's a lot of moving parts. And I think the creator is simple. He don't do complicated shit.
That's a lot. I mean, you gotta think 9 planets, what, 30-something moons. Oh, don't forget about the rings of Saturn, which are just fucking rocks. You know what I'm saying? And all this is moving in unison.
Yes, everything inside it. What is it called? The heliosphere. That's what it's called. And then that's inside the Oort cloud, because inside the heliosphere, and that might be terminology might be a little off, but that's where the sun loses its influence. Hey, dog, the sun is a monster. I mean, just like you said.
What now? The Helios, what?
Give me a second. Y'all,
right. So next time you gotta have your laptop ready. You gotta be having like fact checking on the spot. Like you gotta like word.
Because I mean, if you're gonna make statements, it'd be nice to either have facts with them or be able to back them up, not just I don't know, I just something I heard. You know what I'm saying? Like you should be able to know, okay, because when they explained that the sun was moving, wherever you was watching or wherever you got the info from, they should explain, okay, the sun is moving. Is there a bigger entity drawing the sun toward it? Like what's happening?
It's got to have a pattern. If we're seeing the sun every day, there has to be a pattern to the sun and the earth.
So my terminology might be off, but that's what it's called. The heliosphere. It's spelled HELIOS. Heliosphere.
What is it?
That's what I said. That's the influence of the sun. I'm telling you.
That's the influence of the sun, meaning
like that's the realm where the sun has all the influence, and then the next big barrier is the Oort cloud. So
right, that's at the level where the sun is at on Earth, though. That's on Earth, right? The heliosphere.
No, the heliosphere stretches out way past the 9 planets, the 8 planets, the dwarf planets. The other joints, the heliosphere stretches out billions and billions of miles past our solar system. And that is where the influence of the sun ends.
That's why the sometimes the globe theory loses me, because if the sun ain't moving, then where is it traveling?
Yeah, I mean the globe theory might lose you because the sun ain't moving in your eyes per se. But what I'm saying is,
where is it? But where? Okay. Is it okay? So what you're saying is that the sun with all these planets and moons is moving within this sphere, heliosphere, right?
Heliosphere generated pretty much by
and then is there a projection of when that the sun and all of us is going to fucking get out of this sphere? Because if we're moving, is the sphere moving too?
Yes.
Or what's happening? So the
heliosphere is pretty much generated by the sun. Everything inside the heliosphere is basically affected by the sun's power, whether it's gravity, light, whatever the case may be. That's why the asteroids and move everything, because that's why the asteroids and the comets come in this way, like Halley's Comet. Halley's Comet, we see it every 76 years because it goes out wherever it goes, and then it comes back around because it's pulled by the sun's gravity and force. Slow down, D. What I'm saying is that it gets pulled in just like everything else. It's inside the heliosphere. And if I'm using the Not exact correct pronunciation, but that's what it is, sir.
But so for billions and billions and billions of years, what they tell us, we can never get out of the sphere. You know what I'm saying? Because again,
we'll never get out of the sphere.
When are we going to reach the end? We're just hurtling through space just forever.
First off, they're not sure.
We never hit another galaxy.
First off, they're not sure if there is an end because they say everything is expanding.
So we never hit another galaxy, another Milky Way.
Actually, whoa. It's funny you say that because the Andromeda galaxy and the Milky Way galaxy is supposed to collide in like 100 million years or something like that.
Keep expanding their theories. Like these scientists, every couple of years, it's always something new.
Okay,
right?
cool. But listen, I'm saying, but this is why they study and they have this stuff. So D, why you laughing at me? That's exactly what they're saying.
You know why? You know why?
Two reasons why. There's always two reasons why something can be happening. You can have it because someone's figuring something out and we getting smart and we figuring stuff out, or they could be just trying to keep us dumb. They can be just trying to keep us dumb with the false information. You always got two ways to look at it. And what I tried to do was, at some point in my life, I said, I can't trust what nobody says coming out of any institutions, whatever, because they don't have my best interest at heart. They all lie to me.
So then let me ask you this.
I can't trust them.
Who does it benefit? Who does it benefit for not to come out and say, hey, we discovered that the world is flat?
Okay, I'll give you one. I'll give you one right now. Right? If the world is round as opposed to flat, what's the benefit? Right? If it's round, it's finite. There's limited space, which means resources go up, land value goes up, everything goes up because it's a finite entity. If it's a plane and we're just on a small fraction of it, there's probably infinite amount of land out there. They don't want you to explore no more. You can't explore. So once they said that the earth is round, no need for exploration. We found everything. No need for exploration. So that's two reasons right there why they would have a vested interest in wealth and the fact that they don't want you going outside the circle or outside this certain area. Now it could be, like you said, it could be the other thing that, we're on this round thing floating to Earth, but we should see signs of that. Our world should be based on round.
Okay, so now hold up. Let me ask you this. No, hold, D. Wait a minute. Before because I thought about this a couple of times and it slipped out of my mind. So let me ask you this. When you look at the moon, what shape is it?
Round.
When you look at the sun, what shape is it?
No. Okay.
Round. Looks round.
Okay, now, I don't know how often, you might have got your telescope game on, but, if you believe that you can see the other planets or whatever, if you look at Venus or you look at whatever, what shape are they?
They
look more like light, flickering light.
Okay. Hold up, Ted, just real quick. I just want to say this. Circular, round, and sphere, all three different things. So while the sun and the moon, those are circular. We're told we live on a sphere. We don't know. When we look at that sun, all you see is a big flat ass circle.
The sun is supposed to be a sphere as well, dog.
It's supposed to be. What do you see, Ted? You see a flat little light in the sky.
When it's 98 million miles. It's 98 million miles away. It's 94 million miles away.
Again, Ted, you listen. You're listening.
Let me see one side of it.
You said the sun is supposed to be a sphere. But when we look at the sun, all we see is a little circular little light in the sky. When we look at the moon, and it's a full moon or whatever it is, it's a little circular light, like a flashlight. We don't see a sphere at all. And then my last question is, if we're hurling through this space at, I guess, I don't know, we're told at 80,000 miles an hour. Bring it all. How can we see the same fucking stars every night? What do you mean? What do you mean? We see the same stars every night. You can go outside right now. I can go outside right now. Trav can go outside right now, and we can all look up. We can all see the Big Dipper. We can all see the Little Dipper.
If you
we can all look up right now.
It depends on cloud cover. It depends on cloud cover.
Hold up. The point is, take away clouds. Clouds don't exist. If you could go outside right now and see the same stars every single night. They don't.
I can say that when you go outside my mother's house in South Carolina, like at a certain time, I know that I can see the Big Dipper.
How?
Right.
If we're moving 488,000 miles, the Big Dipper should be long gone.
It should be moving around in the sky.
So we're told that stars are just the stars are what is it? A trillion light years away. We're seeing the light of them, right? So you're telling me the stars are so fucking bright, you're going to continue to see those stars for billions and billions and billions and billions of miles. That what you're telling me?
Yes.
That's crazy, dog. Okay.
So, boy,
that's crazy.
The stars may have to be closer to, everything may have to be kind of close to us, and we're stationary. That's possible. It's possible that we're stationary and everything's revolving around us, and the sun is not the center of the universe, but the earth is the center of the universe.
Who said the earth was the center?
We're all that there is. Like Jupiter and all these other planets, they're just like flickering lights and stuff. There's no place to land. There's no concrete anything. The only earth and water and life is here, baby. This is it. You'll never find, like they say they're going to Mars, right? Elon Musk is going to Mars, right? And I'm like, that's a money grab, man. You ain't gonna, just like they sent the rover.
So you don't think the rover?
The other day.
Wait a minute. You don't think the rover is up there?
No. You ever seen the space station?
Yes.
You seen the space station, right?
I see it in the sky. I see it in the sky damn near every night.
You know where I see it? At Houston Space Station in a giant pool. That's where I see it. It's in a giant pool. It's a giant mock-up of the space station up there. So what do you think? I mean, where do you think they doing all their filming at? You think they got
the video of it. They got the video of it. They do.
And make all this money? Why would I spend all this money and do all that shit up there when I can fool the people right here and it's just a TV production? Most of this stuff is TV.
Do you know the amount of people that's like going, oh man, then we're going to the moon landing. But anyway, do you know the amount of people it would involve to keep a hoax like that going?
I love it.
Oh, man.
Hey, look, Trav, look. This is what, I had, and I'm sure he still ain't seen the movie. The movie with Taraji P. Henson, the three ladies, hidden figures. Have you seen that movie yet, Ted?
Nah,
you still ain't watched it yet. You know why he still ain't watched it yet? But so Trav, have you seen that movie, Hidden Figures?
That's all right.
I'm sure. Okay, so would you please explain to not only Ted but to the audience too? You know what I'm saying? That in that movie, tell him that there were only 5 people that were at the top that really knew like everything. So you have 100 people in one department, 1,000 people in another department, you know what I'm saying? But it's only 5 people that actually know what the hell is going on. You know what I'm saying? Like these group of people, they know we're working on the engine for the space. These people, we're working on shields. But none of these people talk to one another. None of these people, all they know is I'm making this part, I'm making this part, I'm making this part, I'm making this part. And then they bring in the black lady. You know what I'm saying? Then they bring the black lady to, configure how we're going to get there. Blah, 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 whoop, whoop. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But again, there's only 5 people that actually know. Because remember, Kevin Costner was like, yo, you only report to me. He had his assistant, dude from Big Bang Theory, you know what I'm saying, was like, yo, everything goes through me. Don't nobody talk to nobody else. Everything goes through me. And when Taraji tried to step over the stove, he was like, bitch, you talk to me first. You know what I'm saying? Again, you have extremely limited information. You know what I'm saying? So
listen, we live in a pyramid structure. Everything's a pyramid. Your job's pyramid. Everything's a pyramid. Everything has that structure to it. So when they want to hide something, like I said, that is a big operation. Like I said, I think about every day how we go through life every day, and people at my job, they be coming and talking to me about all this moon stuff, and I just be hitting them every day with, listen, I'm sorry, I want to break it to you, but we ain't go. It's just that's just what it is. Because if they had the technology to do it, they would be doing it right now.
And not only that, we wouldn't be just barely above the atmosphere in this space station. They're just they're what is it? They're a mile or two up. You know what I'm saying? They're just barely right outside. And we still got them people stuck. They still got them people goddamn stuck with the goddamn space station. They can't even go get them.
You know where they stuck at, right in Houston.
They stuck right there. I know they stuck in Houston. You know what I'm saying? But again,
are they stuck in the space station or are they stuck in Houston?
Listen, here's the deal. They got this. This is what I looked up today. I was actually looking it up today. In Houston, they have a giant 1 million gallon pool. And inside of it, they have the giant mock-up of everything. Now, I'm not saying they don't have a space station up in space. I'm just saying it's easier if I'm going to keep them in space for a year. It'd be easier to do it in the pool than to really have them up there risking life and limb, right?
You're right. It would be easier.
It'd be easy. So
right.
I would do it.
They didn't say they were going for easy.
It should be easy. You've been doing it for 50, 60 years.
That's what I'm saying. People normally, especially for this elaborate scale of a hoax, people there's normally, especially this would have had to be an ongoing hoax from years.
70 years.
Oh, listen, passed on from generation to generation of people who you'd have to recruit and be like, look, you want to get down with this foolishness? And what I'm saying is there's normally some type of benefit. There's nobody paying large sums of money. Like the public is not paying large sums of money to fund any of this. Whether it's, when I'm talking about the public, I'm talking about people like me and you. I'm talking about.
NASA has a $50 billion budget for it, right? And you know who pays for that, right?
Right. That's the government.